Hello, it is me Shakur again. And I want to start with the question. Why we do what we do? It's a question that it's very inspirational to answer. And I'm not going to start directly by answering the questions because you're the one who should answer this question. If I answer the question, I will answer this question according to my content, according to my understanding. But for you to answer this question, why we do what we do? Well, it's very simple. Uh, Before we go deeper to the topic, let me drive your attention to doing things. Well, doing things it's a daily practice that we all exercise and anybody does in their life, and everybody in this life has something to practice for reason or another. You're doing things, some things you're doing unconsciously. As a matter of fact, those are laws of life and laws of nature that you do these things without even, not without understanding why you're doing it, but you're doing it as a necessity of life. These things are there, but when it comes to our question why we do what we do, anybody says we do this for necessity, we do this because it's our business, we do this. No, but I'm coming with a different answer. Why we do what we do? We do what we do because we have to do what we do. That's what I think. So you have a different perspective. Now, we have to do what we do. There is a proverb about, it's an Arabic proverb. It's about cooking. It said, because in some Arab culture, women are entitled to cook all the time. Men are not. In some, I said. Well, in this proverb regarding cooking, it said, men cook as hobby, and women cook because they have to cook. That means during any meal throughout the day, a woman should approach the kitchen. Automatically must go to the kitchen and start cooking stuff for eating. But this create another understanding of why we do what we do. We do what we do because we have to do what we do. Now, when it comes to we have to do what we do, the word have to, that means there is an obligation. That means there is a condition behind doing these things. There is a philosophy behind doing these things. But the condition behind doing what we do is it has two things. There is an order. There's a natural order, uh, because we do this thing. What that order? The self order that yourself asks you to do this. The self needs to do this, and you are doing it for satisfaction. And the other one is that you should do it because somebody else has given the order, and that more likely to be explained as instructions. Instructions are always given by an external factor. It's not the internal factor, the external factor, the factor that I urge you to do something, you want or not, you have to do it. Like the women have to cook in regarding that proverb. If they like it or not, they have to cook. But here comes to understand that definition, and then what if we understand why we do what we have to do as an obligation or as duty or as responsibility? It might be your responsibility to do this, even if doesn't have impact on you or effect on you, or doesn't have anything that related, but you do what you do because you have to do what you do. And then why you do what you do? Because you have to do, because it's responsibility, because it's a duty, because it's instruction, and because it's an order. But I wanted to underline the word order, shed line on the word order. Order is, it's things that obliged you to do something else. And self need is you are pushed by an automatic factor that you are doing these steps. Now, in doing things, people are different. Some people do what they have to do the way that they must do, you see. I mean, they're doing it very properly. They're doing it in a very fantastic and complete way. If so, if they do things very properly and very fantastically, now there will be a very huge impact. There will be very good thing out of that. Now, the impact result on doing this stuff in a very proper and appropriate way. It gives matter of how you release these honesty of doing things. It's something quite hard, and it's something definitely uh, not easy. But here it is: how to do what we have to do, understanding that doing, understanding that action of taking it into practical understanding rather than theoretical understanding, because you comprehend that theory and then you manufacture that theory into practical understanding. When it's a practical understanding, then it's going to be a physical exercise that's been directly or it's been actually done. Now, if you ask yourself question behind posting this question, why we do what we have to do, I would love to say that this question is reminding us that if there are purpose of what we do, of course there are some purposes, of course there are some there are some necessities urge us to do so, but putting all these things in different perspective of the life, that once you have done these things in a proper way and in very understanding way of bringing things together, so I have it in a different perspective. You do one thing in a way that doesn't fit, in a way that doesn't applicably give impact on the reality that could be seen either by you or by someone else. I mean, these stuffs are very important for us to answer these questions, and very important for us to put them together in an idea. Thank you for watching. That was Misha Kaur, the motivational and inspirational speaker, recording you from Kampala City, Uganda.